Hello, workers. Hola, trabajadores. Soy Willow. I'm Willow, and my family has been living out here in Beaver Creek for 5 generations as farmers and loggers in the area. When they logged, they did do clear cutting at times, like they do now, but did not use the chemicals and pesticides and herbicides that they do now. And they were always able to grow beautiful forests that we played in and enjoyed, her family, and they hunted in the lands and in the forests, and we lived a healthy life. And I'd like to keep doing that. I hope that we can keep living healthy and happy out here. These pesticides and herbicides used in the forestry have caused many traumas to my family and my community as a whole. There's been many instances of friends and even family getting cancer from after the spray, from being in the area of the spray, from the late 70s until now. We've lost some horses to cancer that grazed in the wetland fields after sprays. A couple different times I've had a friend who lost horses in Siletz as well, and also got cancer from sprays in Siletz and also in Five Rivers. When I was really young, one of my mom's good friends and our neighbors who lived across the road, her sister, we got notice that she got cancer and died within not too many years directly after a spray. Pretty hard to accept that these chemicals and pesticides are getting sprayed on the land still and are going to be sprayed starting as soon as tomorrow. That's happening. It's a real threat, and it's scary, very scary. These chemicals are much more dangerous and much more toxic than you've been told, than the public has been told. It's not true. You've been lied to. I know you're just working and you're doing your job out here applying these pesticides, and we all have to survive and we all have to feed our families. So I'm not upset with you or anything like that. Basically trying to warn you and let you know that the reason the community is so upset about this is because it's been happening for far too long, and it is not a good situation. It's getting worse. These effects are long-term and accumulative. There's a lot of different effects that it has that are not talked about publicly as much as they should be, besides endocrine disruptors and birth stillborns and a bunch of different reproductive problems, cancers. One of our neighbors got non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in the early 80s after a spray from GP out here on the same lands that A&E Forest now owns. Same parcel that got sprayed last year was one he got cancer from. The safe protective gear they tell you to wear, I believe it's closed-toed shoes and a long-sleeve shirt and gloves or something. It's not enough. It's not enough to protect you. It's not enough to protect you in the long term. You might not feel anything now, but many farm workers, agricultural workers are getting sick all over from this. And there's been many studies explaining how they're linked to cancer, and they're doing more and more studies now. Not to mention all of the billions of dollars of lawsuit payouts that Bayer, who now owns Monsanto, is doing with hundreds of thousands of lawsuits. It's coming to a head right now. It's not going to stay hidden very long, and it's time that you know what your job is asking you to do. They're not safe for you. They're not safe for us. They're not safe for the water. They're not safe for the animals. They're not safe for the environment. They do not help grow better trees. They help the trees get faster within the time limit, with the legal needs of the Oregon Forestry Act, but it's not the only way. There are plenty of ways. My family used to grow trees without using the sprays, and our trees were beautiful and strong, and our forests were thriving. With that, I'd like to ask you guys to please wear more protective gear than what the labels on the bottles tell you to wear. Please wear masks and goggles and gloves, and please protect yourself. And when you get home, before you get home, as soon as you're done, take off your clothes, put on different clothes. Do not take this home to your family. Don't take the poison home. Don't put it in your car. Just stay away from it. Please keep the chemicals, these pesticides and herbicides, away from our creeks and our streams and our tributaries. Please add a bigger buffer than what the 10-foot buffer that you're told to keep. And if there's no water in a tributary or in a small stream, please buffer it anyway. In January, there's a new no-cut buffers going into place. So can you please just not spray where the new cut buffers are going to be? Just act like it's in place right now and just leave a safe buffer along the creeks and streams. Water will be there soon. Water fills in those tributaries, fills in those creeks and streams, comes down into the wetland, gets into our fields, floods over the hills. Our driveways after 2 days of rain are already flooding with water from the hills. They all come directly down from all of the clear cuts. We're in a valley. It comes down the hills and down the hill of Horseshoe into the valley through all of our homes, over all of our drinking water, where we used to play, where our kids used to play. Please don't spray close to the creeks and streams. Please keep it away from the water, at least. Keep it away from the water. Keep it away from the fish. Keep it away from the animals and the kids that drink the water and play in the water. 25 families up here or more that live in the small area that you're going to be spraying, is less than 500 acres. There's maybe 30 families up South Beaver Creek. There's about 25 here. There's a lot of people affected. Please just take your best care for yourself and your families, and also for us and our families, as well as the animals and the habitat and the fish in the water. It's really important, and it's really scary. And don't let them tell you that it's not scary and it's not dangerous, because it is. We've lived in it for years. It's dangerous. Soy Willow. Vivo aquí en Beaver Creek con mi familia, con mi mamá y mi papá. Soy una mamá y una hija, y estoy encargado de cuidar este terreno. Es el terreno de mi familia para 5 generaciones, y lo quiero muchísimo. Me duele mucho saber que algo de daño puede pasar a esta tierra hermosa, este lugar tan precioso. Te digo que estos químicos que echan aquí en este lugar de trabajo son mucho más peligrosos de lo que te dicen. Por favor, tengan mucho cuidado, mucho cuidado. Para ustedes, para nosotros, nuestras familias, los animales y para el agua. Gracias.